Hello everyone, my name is Sasha, and yeah, this will get a bit crazy. When I was a kid, my dad and I would go on hunting trips with my mom, mostly going after deer and rabbits. We didn't have a dog or anything that could be used to stir the animals toward my dad, who would shoot them, so I usually did that part. I would creep up and make just enough noise that the deer or rabbits would run in the direction of my parents. It was a family tradition when I was a kid. But one day, my dad had me stay with him while my mom sent the game our way. He was showing me how to aim his crossbow, but without getting into details, there was an accident. My mom was taken to the hospital, but there was nothing they could do. She passed away when I was 10. A few years later, my dad remarried, and I had a new, honestly nice stepmom. Of course, my dad asked me beforehand if this would be okay, and I said yes because I could see how happy they were together. It took some getting used to, but she was trying, and I could see that. She rarely asked about my mom, and I think the reason was because she didn't want to try and compare to her. She knew that wouldn't be possible and wasn't really fair. I respected that about my stepmom, and we tried doing our own things to connect. Instead of hunting, we played video games and watched similar shows. Honestly, it was all I really wanted from a new mom, someone different. Over the years, though, as I finished middle school and went through high school, my dad started acting strange around us. Almost like he was jealous of the time we were spending together. It was getting creepy. Then, one day before school, he brought up the hunting accident with my mom, like he was going to say something about it. But the bus came and I had to go. Before I left, his face was different, like he was a shadow of my own dad. The whole day, my mind raced with questions. I didn't know what to think. We hadn't brought up my mom's accident since it happened. Talking about it back then caused night terrors for me. Thinking about it now left me anxiety-ridden at school, and I couldn't focus. Maybe he just wanted to talk about it and make sure I'd moved past it. Maybe he needed to talk about it with someone. That would make sense, right? But maybe it wasn't an accident. At the time, and even now, I can't think it was anything other than an accident. I just didn't know what to think. He knew what it did to me. He wouldn't bring it up without good reasons, right? But from that day on, my dad started asking if I wanted to go hunting with him again. The instance with my mom kind of ruined hunting for me, so I always said no. Yes, we had a hard time finding things we both enjoyed after the accident, but that wasn't my dad's fault. It was just a terrible accident, right? My dad offered to invite my stepmom, but even she could tell I wasn't comfortable hunting anymore. She stood with me and said no to it too. My dad became reclusive after that. Then, one day after school, he had all his hunting gear on, and he said we were going hunting. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Him jamming the crossbow into my hands was scary. He was that shadow of himself again. Then he said my mom would join us in a bit, that she would come into the woods after we got started. The way he said it, I got scared and said I had to go to the bathroom. I called the police, told them about my mom, told them about the fear of what might happen, told them what I thought was really going on. The voice on the other end assured me that everything would be okay, told me to stay calm, and said they would come soon. When they arrived, my dad was confused and angry, but he knew I called them. I still don't know if my mom's death was an accident, but the police took my dad, and an investigation began. He's been home since, but our family has never been the same. If he did it, I'll know eventually. If not, I still can't be around him anymore.